So we're going to do a series of positions which utilize a gi wrap. And basically we're going to be wrapping the gi like this up behind the shoulder. And the concept is that when we do this wrap and we pull it behind the shoulder, is that if I pull it tight, I lift Ben's shoulder up and I start to put torsion on his back, and I can do a lot of things from there. It also immobilizes his shoulder and sort of pulls it out of the game. The first thing that we're going to work on is a setup from our knee shield position. So I'm here like this and I'm in knee shield. The reason why knee shield is a good spot to set this up is that in this knee shield position, it's really easy for me to gain control of the gi in this position. If it's stuffed in here, it's really easy for me to pull it out. So I'm going to pull the gi out, and from here I'm looking just to simply stuff the gi behind the back and grab and pull in tight here. Now, it's really important when I stuff the gi that I actually alter the position of Ben's shoulder. So right now I've got a really poor gi wrap, and Ben can still just drive his shoulder forwards, and it's really ineffective. It's actually doing nothing. So when I set up my gi wrap and I drive my arm underneath, I actually want to drive and lift Ben's shoulder up into the air. Once it's up in the air and I take this grip and I lock my hand down in place like this, it's much harder for Ben now to pull his arm back to that position. So even if he wants to, as long as my arm stays locked, I'm in a really strong position here. So I'm here like this. I drive the arm up and I'm going to lock everything down tight. Now for everything that we're going to do from here, it's really important that I get the arm to come to this position. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on a sweep. Okay? So for this sweep, I'm going to hold in everything really tight. I'm going to use my right arm. And I've got one of two options. Either I'm going to dive the whole way underneath the body, or I can dive underneath the shin. And it doesn't really make a difference, it just sort of depends on what position you're in. So, I'm looking to sweep Ben in this direction over my body. The thing is, I know that if Ben wants to stop this from happening, he's going to look at posting with this arm. So as I go to shoot underneath, if you post with that arm, it stops the sweep. So this is where the gi wrap comes into fruition. Instead of continuing to pull in this direction, I'm going to switch the direction that I do the sweep so that I can get rid of this post. So I'm trying to sweep in this direction, the post is there. I'm going to use my gi wrap and pull Ben back in that direction, away from the post. So this is a really common knee shield sweep. But the huge advantage of the gi wrap is that it gives you two directions. You start off doing the sweep normally. If Ben doesn't post, I'm not even going to use this gi wrap. I wouldn't have even needed it. But if he does post, you've got a whole other option there. So I come like this. I drive the arm up and I lock in tight. I shoot underneath the body. I can either shoot under the leg or under the shin. It depends on what you can grab. As I go to grab, Ben posts. So I'm trying to lift him up and roll him in that direction. I can't roll him. So I use my gi wrap and I'm going to change directions. I'm now pulling him directly backwards. Come on top. Free your leg. Finish inside control. So I'm here like this. Shoot the gi up. I lift the shoulder up. Shoot underneath the body. I can grab the shin or grab the leg. I go to roll Ben over. Ben posts. It doesn't work. If I'm grabbing the shin, I'm here. If I'm I'm grabbing underneath the leg. Now, I grab and I change directions. Pull through, finish the sweep. Two things that are important. If you can, continue to hold on to the gi wrap because we can use that later. Escape your leg, come to this position inside control. So in real time, up.